From stories across the globe to stories here at home, this is the National News Broadcast. A very good evening to you. I'm Sharifa Tahir.
I'm Win Hettiarachi and here are today's headlines. The teledrama Sudu and Kalu Avidin, telecast over Rupavahini, received the award for the most popular teledrama of the year at the Sumathi TV Awards. Presidential candidate Sajid Premadas says he came forward to contest the presidential election, not to engage in politics but to serve the nation. The election manifesto of presidential candidate Gotabaya Rajapaksa unveiled. Heavy showers forecast over a number of provinces. Evo Morales elected for the fourth time as the president of Bolivia.
We move on to those and other stories in detail now. The teledrama Sudu and Kalu Avidin, which was telecast on Rupavahini, received the award for the most popular teledrama of the year at the Sumathi TV Awards. The national television offers its gratitude and thanks to all viewers who supported the teledrama to bring it to the topmost place of the awards. The teledrama received around 1.2 million references over SMS, and this is the highest number of SMS received at a television award ceremony. The 24th Sumathi TV Awards Festival was held on a grand scale at Nelumpokana last night. The national television bagged a number of awards, including the most popular teledrama of the year.
24 වන සුමති සම්මාන 2019
මෙවර 24 වන සුමති සම්මානුල්ලේ ජනප්‍රියතම ටෙලිනාට්‍ය ලෙස අභිෂේක ලබන්නේ
Sudu and Kalu Avidin receives the highest number of SMS at a television award ceremony in Sri Lanka.
බස් එකේ ගිහින් නම් බෑ තමා.
ආකාශයේ තිබහා තිබුණාට බොණ්ඩ වතුර මහ පොළොවේ නෑ. ඉතින් උණ්ඩ කොහමද අපේ තිබහා නිවන්නේ? ගංකාරය
එම ටෙලිනාට්‍යයේ නිෂ්පාදක ධනුෂ්ක කරුණාතිලක සහ අධ්‍යක්ෂ සුනිල් කොස්තා මහතාට මෙම සම්මානය ලබා ගැනීමට ආරාධනා කරනවා. ඒ සමගම එම නාට්‍ය විකාශය වූ ජාතික රූපවාහිනියේ නියෝජිත මහත්මයෙකුට හෝ මහත්මියකටත් වේදිකාවට ඉතාමත්ම ගෞරවයෙන් ආරාධනා කරනවා. මෙවර ජනප්‍රියම ටෙලිනාට්‍ය සුදු ඇඳගෙන කළු ඇවිදින්.
වේගවත් අකුලසනාදයක් ලබා දුන්නේ තමයි මේ වර්ෂයේ ජනප්‍රියතම ටෙලිනාට්‍ය සඳහා වන සම්මානය කරන යමින්නේ. ඒ විකාශය වූ නාලිකාව ලෙස අපේ ඉතාම ආදරයෙන් ආරාධනා කරේ ජාතික රූපවාහිනියට අපේ උණුසුම් සුපැතුම් ජනප්‍රියත්වයේ හිමි පැත්ත වෙනුවෙන්.
The award for the best TV educational program of the year was received by Nilufa Mahotti for the program Jatika Pasala Maha Sayuren Nivasata Lunu. Diriya Landun received the award for the best TV women's program of the year. The program was directed by Jayamini Ila Peruma. The award for the best TV musical was bagged by Tone Poem directed by Ranga Premaratna. The best TV current affairs program was Dumriye Gatana Ali, directed by Anuradha Devapriya. The award for the best lyrics in teledrama songs was received by Premakumara Jayawardena, who was the lyricist of the song Avaragiri Natiyan Vati of the teledrama Baddata Sanda. The Sumathi Award for the best teledrama song vocalist was bagged by Thushari Bolukandura, who sang Avaragiri Natiyan Vati in the teledrama Baddata Sanda. The Best Actor Award was presented to Uddika Premaratna, who starred in the teledrama Minigandala. Tisuri Yuvanika, who was featured in the same teledrama, was awarded the Best Actress. The teledrama Tata was awarded the Best Teledrama at the 24th Sumathi Tele Awards. The UV Sumathi Pala Memorial Dual Awards was presented to veteran Sinhala cinema actor Alexander Fernando and veteran actress Sumana Amarasinghe.
Presidential candidate of the New Democratic Front, Sajith Premadasa, said he came forward to contest the presidential election not to engage in politics but to serve the nation. Speaking at a rally held in Kamburupitiya in Madura today, he said now is the time to change the direction of the country. Presidential candidate Sajith Premadasa was warmly welcomed at the rally. The rally was organised in the premises of the Kamburupitiya bus terminal and was attended by a large group of supporters, including people's representatives in the area. Presidential candidate of the New Democratic Front, Sajith Premadasa, said steps will be taken to provide fertilizer free of charge. He further stated, when he pledges to implement such actions, his opponents ask from where the funding will be. He responds to questioning in return as to where the funds were received to construct the useless Lotus Tower. He also questions on the source of funds for the construction of the presidential mansions. He noted such opponents had all money for such activities. However, they could not provide fertilizer for the farming community for free. He said he will show his opponents the way to obtain funding for this purpose. He further stated, there will be a habit in this country that when governments change, vehicles as well as bulletproof vehicles are imported for presidents, prime ministers and cabinet ministers. He asserted he will not permit such importation of such vehicles as the government is in possession of enough and more vehicles. He pledged to stop the wastage and to deploy funds for the development of the country and said he will lead by example. He pointed out the President, the Prime Minister and the Cabinet of Ministers are not engaged in a profession that is a bed of roses. On the contrary, it is a profession that involves many sacrifices. Therefore, Sajith Premadasa called on voters to support him to embark on a new journey. He detailed this journey is a people-centric journey and a journey that condemns theft, fraud and corruption and ensures the sustenance of the masses.
මේක අලුත් ගමනක් මේක ජනතාවාදී ගමනක් මේක ජනතාව ජීවත් කරන ගමනක් දූෂණය වංචාව හොරකම පිටු දකින්න ගමනක් හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න 16 වෙනිදාට නිර්මාණය වෙන්නේ හොඳ බ්‍රෑන්ඩ් නිව් ආණ්ඩුවක් කසිකබල් ආණ්ඩුවක් නෙමෙයි අර පහුගිය අවුරුදු 4මාරේ ක්‍රියාත්මක වුණු ආණ්ඩුව නෙමෙයි ඒකටත් ඉස්සෙල්ලා ක්‍රියාත්මක වුණු ආණ්ඩුව නෙමෙයි හොඳ ශක්තියක් එක්ක හොඳ ජවයක් එක්ක මේ රටේ ජනතාව දිනවන ආණ්ඩුව අපි 16 වෙනිදාට ඔබලාගේ ආශිර්වාදයෙන් නිර්මාණය කරනවායි කියලා මම මේ අවස්ථාවේ ප්‍රකාශ කරනවා.
A number of members of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party representing Dikwella and Bodrakanda Pradesh Sabhas joined in the rally support of the presidential candidate Sajith Premadasa's victory. Meanwhile, Sajith Premadasa joined a rally held in the premises of the bus terminal at Baddegama in Galle yesterday. He was warmly welcomed by the crowd in attendance. At the rally, he stated he will implement the death penalty on those found guilty of drug smuggling and illegal action.
The election manifesto of the presidential candidate of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Gotabaya Rajapaksa was unveiled in Colombo today. The manifesto has been titled Sarthaka Dakmak Badakarana Ratak, a successful vision, a working country. The Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna states this manifesto has been prepared upon data based on discussions held with intellectuals, scholars of various organizations and trade unions, as well as upon the views of the public. Presidential candidate of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Gotabaya Rajapaksa says he will take steps to put an end to drug smuggling within a short period of time. He promised to end the present era in which parents are scared that their children will get used to consuming drugs. He hopes to introduce a systematic program to prevent political crisis. He also said he hopes to introduce a process to prevent corruption and to punish corrupt officials. He also said the transshipment of agriculture products which have caused difficulties to the local farmers will be stopped completely. He says it is only then that agricultural goods will have a higher demand and a good price. He added they intend to increase the demand for oceanic resources. He says it is important to provide the farmers and fishermen with technological training for them to become entrepreneurs in their respective fields. Calling on the support of everyone, he concluded saying that he must specifically state that a political concept based on a vision of prosperity is not an empty promise.
Speaking at a rally held in Theldenia in Kandy last evening, presidential aspirant of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Gotabaya Rajapaksa said he will strengthen the economy centred on export-oriented economy. Presidential candidate of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Gotabaya Rajapaksa says the state sector should be efficient. He added it was through enhancing the efficiency of the state sector that large development was brought about. He said professionals will be deployed at state-run business entities and those will be professionals who are competent. He noted a large number of state institutions are losing money and are a burden to the treasury. He says it is possible to transform these entities into profit-making institutions. He further stated it was through engineers, architects and town and country planners in the country and that it was possible to transform Colombo City into a rapidly developing city in Asia and transform the Urban Development Authority into a profit-making and serviceable entity. He added it was possible to extract an efficient service from the state sector by giving clear leadership and motivation. He pledged to strengthen the local government bodies and develop the villages. He also joined a rally organised at the Mahiyangana public grounds last evening.
Presidential candidate of the National People's Power parliamentarian Anura Kumara Dissanayake says they will create a new educational policy in the country in which the overall responsibility of education will be vested with the government instead of it being a burden to the parents. He expressed these views joining in a rally held in the Kantale town today. Presidential candidate of the National People's Power parliamentarian Anurukumar Dissanayake pointed out, although around 330,000 students enter grade 1, around 38,000 school dropouts are reported before these students come to the O-level classes, whilst another group drops out whilst reading for their A-levels. Ultimately, just 28,000 students enter university. He explained they intend to begin from preschool level. Thereby, preschool education will be taken under the government. He notes the entire school system has collapsed due to large irregularities in the school system. He observes children are sent to school just as a habit. They learn their subjects at tuition classes. He notes although the school system is in place, education is outside the school system. MP Dissanayake hopes to bring education back into the school system. He observes now children do not enjoy their childhood. They work like machines. He pledged to create a new educational policy which vests the responsibility of education with the government without letting it be a burden to the parents, and to ensure that the students' childhood days are enjoyed.
Here are the views expressed by a number of presidential candidates. Presidential candidate of the Janasetha Peramuna, Venerable Battaramulli Seelaratana Thera, notes Gotabaya Rajapaksa is saying he is coming forward to accomplish the task that could not be accomplished for 10 years. The Thera states when they were in power, all they entrusted to the people was disappointment. The Thera accused the two main political parties for selling out the country. The Thera says the JVP is now voicing many comments, but they seem to have forgotten the murders they committed. The Thera concluded it is only his movement that can protect the country.
හැබැයි JVP එක අමතකයි කොල්ලන්ගේ අතපය කපපුවා බඩවල් කපපුවා මේ රටේ අහිංසක තරුණයෝ කොච්චර මැරුවද මේව අමතකයි දැන් තමුන්නාන්සලාගේ වටිනා ඡන්දය ටැක්ටරේට ලබා දෙන්න මුංගේ සියලුම කුණු ඇදගෙන ගිහලා එක තැනක එක වලකට දාලා වහන්න රට ආරක්ෂා කරන්න පුළුවන් අපිට විතරයි.
Presidential candidate of the Frontline Socialist Party, Duminda Nagamua, noted the two main political parties have nominated their candidates, and once again the voters are divided between making a selection from these two political camps. He pointed out the citizens are undergoing various difficulties and the economic burdens is the foremost. However, once again they are forced to make their choices from the two main camps. He added the Frontline Socialist Party entered into the presidential race to save the voters from this dilemma. 10 Tamil political parties are in the eastern provinces held a press conference yesterday to announce their stance on the presidential election.
10 political parties from the eastern province has joined together to support Mr. Gotabaya Rajapaksa as the presidential candidate. We strongly believe the time has come for Tamil people to make a decision where our future has to be considered. Especially in eastern province, Tamil people have severe difficulties. TNA and its fellow allies are talking about political solution. They are talking about ethnic homeland. They are talking about merger of the northern eastern provinces. But we all know the reality. Tamils only occupy less than 35% of eastern provinces' land. Tamils only make up of less than 40% of eastern provinces' population. So we have to realize our predicament. We have to think about our future. For the past 30 years, an eastern Tamil hasn't been in the cabinet of ministers. For the past 30 years, the eastern Tamils have undergone severe difficulties. So continuously speaking of political solution and trying to cheat the Tamil people cannot be the answer.
Parliamentarian A.H.M. Fauzi says a statement voiced by him at a ceremony held yesterday has been distorted and aired by a private media institution. Convening a media briefing to clarify this matter, the MP said steps will be taken to initiate legal action against the media institution in question. Parliamentarian A.H.M. Fauzi said at the event, he said, if Gotabaya Rajapaksa is defeated, the Sri Lanka Freedom Party will be protected. However, Hearing News had distorted the statement, alluding that he proposes to murder Gotabaya Rajapaksa. MP Fauzi further said, although he and his family are on good terms with the Rajapaksa family, including Gotabaya Rajapaksa, he did not come forward to support Gotabaya Rajapaksa as racist and religious extremists have joined their camp. He added he will take legal action against the Hiru Media Network for attempting to ruin his political career. Meanwhile, Minister Mangala Samaravira has directed a special letter to the chairman of the Elections Commission in this regard. The letter calls for the most strict action to be taken legally against the private media institute in question, which continuously airs such prejudicial content. The minister points out such news items are deliberately created with a sense of partiality and they spread falsehood and hatred. The minister adds this is a conspiratorial attempt to create ethnic strife in society.
On to more local news. The Met Department forecasts the prevailing showery conditions to enhance considerably to an extent over the many areas of the island tomorrow. This is due to atmospheric disturbances developing in the southeast of the island. Showers may occur in the northern, eastern and north central and Uva provinces. Showers or thunder showers may occur tonight in the western, north central, northwestern, Uva and Sabaragamu provinces and in Gol, Mathura and Mullaitivu districts. Heavy falls of around 100 millimeters of rain can be expected at some places. The general public is advised to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds during thunder showers and lightning activity. Heavy falls are forecasted in the deep seas of the eastern and southern coast of the island. Strong gusty winds of up to 70 to 80 km per hour can be expected, while sudden roughness of the sea can be expected. Meanwhile, spill gates of the Deduroya, Rajanganaya and Angamura tanks have been opened. A mound of sand that slid onto Alla Vallavai Road at the 22nd mile post has caused obstructions and the public are advised to use alternate used routes to minimize inconveniences. Over 15,000 people in Puttalam district are adversely affected as rainwaters are not receding. The displaced persons have been housed in 13 shelters, therefore steps have been taken to broaden the Thalvila and Udawappa river mouths. Meanwhile, it is reported 2 individuals sustained minor injuries when a house collapsed in Gaul.
Pertaining to the present inclement weather, Assistant Director of the Disaster Management Centre, Pradeep Kodipilli, advises the public to be vigilant.
As per the Met Department, showers and thunder showers will also be expecting eastern, northern and north central and the Uva provinces in heavy falls. About 100 millimeters could also be expected in some places in above mentioned areas. The showers could be expected after 1 p.m. in the evening time. The misty condition also be expecting in many areas, central, Sabaragamu, Uva and north central provinces, and the drivers should be very alert on this in this regards. Especially we have given a warning with the technical information of the Met Department to the areas of from the Batiklo to Hambanthuravaya, Pothuville. So the wind speed could also be expecting 70 to 80 kilometers per hour in that particular area. Fishermen, fishing communities as well as the naval communities to be vigilant with that situation. Especially the Met Department is expecting more rain from tomorrow onwards up to 30th of this month. The people need to be very vigilant with the signs of the landslides. Any signs of the landslide being observed, that they need to move from these locations. 117 call center number is completely open for upcoming all disaster management activities.
The 5th consecutive edition of the Colombo Air Symposium commenced at the Eagle Lakeside Banquet and Convention Hall at Ratmalana yesterday. The day's proceedings commenced with the arrival of the chief guest, State Minister of Defence, Ruwan Wijewardena. Commander of the Air Force, Air Marshal Sumangal Dias, delivered the welcome address. It was held under the theme, A Small Air Force Way Forward in Achieving Future Vision. The Air Force Commander noted, over a span of 5 years, the Colombo Air Symposium has earned the recognition as one of the most sought-after discourses in Asia.
When the LTT developed rudiment.
The oil shares price index closed at 5,935.26 points, increasing by 18.98 points, and the S&P SL20 index closed at 2,935.31 points, also increasing by 2.95 points at the end of trading at the Colombo Stock Exchange today. The turnover was more than 638 million rupees. Here's a summary of the market details of the Colombo Stock Exchange today. That's it for tonight's English News telecast. Thank you for joining us. Good night.
Good night.